Hello, everybody, and welcome to Lights Out with Johnny Roberts. Coming up today, we're going to talk to Truck Series owner Bill Mcanally about the success his team is having and the business of racing. Now, one thing we know for sure that if you have a business that doesn't make a profit, it becomes a hobby. And the guys who own NASCAR race teams, especially in the Cup Series, are not really looking for hobbies. They're looking to make money, and that's what attracted people the likes of Pitbull and Michael Jordan to Cup Series competition. Now, Jordan's co-owner, Denny Hamlin, said earlier this week it costs about $18 million to put a competitive Cup Series car on the racetrack, and that's draining the finances of these race teams that they need help from NASCAR. Now, folks, this is not a new thing. As long as there's been NASCAR in the modern era, teams have asked NASCAR for financial help. It's survived year after year. Now, earlier this season, we had the announcement that Stewart-Haas Racing was going to close their doors. Is that a sign of things to come? We don't necessarily know. But what Denny is saying is that they cannot survive at their current rate. And not too long ago, I was speaking to one of the top owners in NASCAR, and he told me if it wasn't for all the people that were depending on him for their livelihoods, he would shut it down in a second because it's not a sustainable business model. Now, first of all, if you think NASCAR doesn't know this, you're wrong. They know that this is going on, but also they feel as if they're giving the teams enough help right now. This is going to go on for a while right now, but I'll trust that NASCAR and these team owners will work this out and there will be an equitable solution. But again, folks, it's nothing new that NASCAR team owners are asking the sanctioning body for financial help. And this time may be a little bit more complicated, but I trust something is going to get settled. Want to welcome in Truck Series owner Bill Mcanally. First of all, Bill, want to get into the business of ownership these days in NASCAR, but off the bat, you guys are having a tremendous amount of success on the racetrack with all the wins, what Christian, all your drivers are doing right now. It's got to be a great feeling around the shop.
It is. I'll tell you, winning's good stuff, John. And we've been working real hard to get the right people together. That's been probably the hardest thing coming into the Truck Series out of the K&N and ARCA. Just getting people to buy into what I was trying to build and believe in it. And we've got the people now, and we're getting the results. And getting Christian Eckes to come in was probably the biggest thing. He had a chip on his shoulder and wanted to show the world that he could get it done, and he's doing it. And Charles Denike, his crew chief, they've got just an amazing relationship. Got some great crew chiefs, great engineers. It's the people that makes the difference. I mean, we've got this GMS trucks. We built a relationship through our GM partnership with GMS. Was able to get trucks. We now have Painter putting the bodies on and going to the wind tunnel and getting our aero correct, which is huge. Made a big difference in our trucks and how competitive they are. But the people are the biggest thing. Getting all the right people together has been the challenge.
Bill, is it safe to say, a few years ago when some of the big teams went away from the Truck Series, it almost meant the demise of the series. But I think it speaks volumes about the health of the series, again, that you can lose like a KBM or a GMS. You can lose teams of that nature, and it actually helped in some ways.
I'll tell you, John, I've done a lot of things in my life through going to college playing sports, starting out local racing at the entry level in bomber cars, working my way up to win a NASCAR weekly championship. But there's been nothing like building this truck team as far as competition. I mean, even today, the competition, the rivalry we have with Thorough Sport, with Tricon, I mean, week in and week out, we're chasing that 11 truck, trying to do the best we can. Before that, it was the 98 truck. I mean, the competition in the Truck Series, I don't think I'm exaggerating to say there's 16, 17 trucks on any given race that are capable of winning. And it's the most competitive thing I've ever done in my life. I've had the privilege to develop a lot of drivers in my career and help bring them up through the K&N series. And this by far is the hardest thing I've ever done, is building a competitive truck effort. Nobody's making it easy. They work you hard week in and week out to be competitive in this series.
And Bill, I think that I often say, somewhat jokingly, but seriously, that this is not the United Way. You guys are for-profit agencies. Are you able right now to make enough money to survive? Can a Truck Series owner and a Truck Series team survive under the current business model?
I'll tell you, I've invested a lot building this, John. We bought a building back there in Statesville this winter in January, give us some stability and a home. But we've invested a lot. I mean, I've over the last 4 years, we've got I think we've got 40 trucks on our inventory sheet right now, and it's been a building process. So no, I've invested a lot of money in the last 4 years to build what we've built. But the business plan, there's a couple things we need to work on, and NASCAR's addressing it. They've got a group of us owners together. We're working on trying to lower the cost of the pit crew, the bodies. I mean, they're working on things to make it so we can make a profit at this, because it does need to be a profitable business to do it, or at least break even. And NASCAR's addressing it. They realize it, and they're working with us on it. We have a call every 2 weeks, and they're aggressively working on it. And we'll see where that goes. But it can be. We address a couple things. It can be a profitable business with great partners like we have. I mean, this is our 35th year with Napa Auto Parts, and we've got great partners that make this all possible. The drivers that come in, like Tyler Ankrum, bringing Liuna in. It takes those partners to do it. You're not going to do it on your race winnings and your points money, that's for sure. But it can be a profitable business if you're aggressive and build a product that works for your partners to achieve their goals. You know, I've had partners through the years. Napa, they want to sell auto parts. So we use our racing show trucks. We've got ride cars in the ARCA series. We build hospitalities and bring people out and build sales drivers where they earn tickets to the races, and they earn VIP garage opportunities and a visit to their shop or their store on sales and purchasing parts. And that's what works for Napa. At the end of the day, we got to drive sales. We've got to be a sales tool for Napa. Like Liuna, they want to get people registered up to join the union, to become part of their program. So as long as they're getting applications filled out at the races, they're achieving their goal. I had a partner for 5 years. Probably one of my favorites was Haas Pool Products. It was a liquid chlorine company, and they just wanted to entertain their customers. They had all the business they could want, so it was just entertaining them at the races. And so you just got to find out what your partner's goals are, what they're trying to achieve by using the racing, and make it happen. And then you can build a business out of it for all of you.
So Bill, I know you're working your butt off right now. Your teams are doing very well, even though it's a tough road and it's hard work. I think it's safe to say that you guys are having a pretty good time right now, aren't you?
Oh, we're having a blast. It's a lot of fun. And talking to Christian Eckes, trying to get our 2025 lined up, trying to keep the horse in front of the cart. I mean, that's one thing that he says is he's never had so much fun racing, and this is a blast, and it makes him really consider what his decision is. I'd say Christian Eckes and right now Corey Heim, probably two of the hottest prospects in NASCAR with what they're doing in the Truck Series. So Christian's getting a lot of calls. We'd love to retain him, keep building this brand and doing what we're doing. He makes it a lot of fun because he puts it all out there. I mean, when you get the right people in place, it is a lot of fun, John. And it's just hard to get. My job as an owner is to get all the ingredients in that bowl, the parts, the pieces, the people, and make it all come together. And it's right now we've got that going on in that 19 camp. very well. And we've got it going on in our other camps too, with the 43 with Daniel Dye, him and Blake Bainbridge, a great team. Tyler and Mark Hillman doing a great job on our 18. And then Daniel and Kevin, Jack Wood and Kevin Bellacourt are doing a great job with our 91. So we've got great people. I think all the ingredients are there. We're just beating a few of the lumps out to get it perfected. But I'm looking forward to the next years to come.
Bill, I think the fans are really going to love the insight you gave us today. We really appreciate it, man. Keep up the good work and hope to talk to you very soon.
John, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on the show, and thank you for what you do. We appreciate it.
Time for this week's installment of Ward Burton Said It. It was an MBNA commercial where both Burton brothers were in it, and Jeff Burton said, "That's my older brother, Ward," to which Ward said, "Older, but faster." And that led to be determined later on the racetrack. Thanks for joining us, everybody, for this edition of Lights Out with Johnny Roberts. Want to say a special thanks to Barry Cantrell of Stillhouse for the graphics. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Be safe, and we'll see you next time.